guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to give you a life update. I'm going to try and do this without crying because I'm a very emotional person, as you guys probably know already, but I have a few things to talk about. The first bit's not so bad, but the second half will be quite an emotional journey for me to talk about. But guys, if you are new here, welcome in. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you are an OG, welcome back. I don't know why I've taken to singing those things, but you know, I just hate my monotone voice. Like when I watch my videos back, I'm always like, God, I sound so boring and monotone, but I'm trying to be more la 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 la, yeah, you know. So yeah, I've got my coffee. Guys, have you got your tea? I'll wait here. Go get your tea and coffee, or your herbal tea. I love herbal tea. Or your Fanta or Pepsi or Coke, whatever you drink. Make sure you've got a drink because we're gonna get to the nitty gritty. So guys, let's have a sip first. So a lot of my views come from one video that I've made, I have my phone here, back in 2017, 27th of October 2017, I uploaded a video of my hernia. I had an umbilical hernia and I gave update and pictures. Oh God, I can't even look at it. I don't know why I put that on the thumbnail. So yes, after 3 children, I had an umbilical hernia. I had about a 4-finger gap in my stomach. It would cone as I sat up in bed. I was doing workouts then as well, so I couldn't work out properly without soreness, pain, aches and stuff. So yeah, I had umbilical hernia surgery. They gave me a mesh repair where they sewed the muscles back together, but then they put a piece of mesh, I don't know how big it was, over the sewing site, over the open site, and I woke up with the tiniest little baby scar, which you can't see because my stomach, guys, looks like an anus. I think I preferred my stomach before the surgery, which is terrible to say, but anyway. So yeah, I had a little scar. I did do another update shortly after that. I don't remember when that was. I think it was about 3 months in, and I remember that update because I was wearing a plaid shirt and I spoke about my nan passing away. So yeah, that was the other update, and I don't know if I showed you in that video my stomach. I think I did. I haven't watched it in a very long time and I can't bother to get it up. But yeah, I did a 3-month update where I was healing perfectly well. Obviously the first week of my hernia surgery, I was laid here in bed and I couldn't move. I remember going to the toilet on the first day after sleeping for about 12 hours and I felt like I could give birth 50 million times over and have that pain rather than the umbilical surgery pain. It was painful, and I'm not going to lie to you, it took me about a week and a half to sort of mentally block the pain. It was so sore, but I healed and the pain went away after about 2 weeks. I didn't realise I was allowed 500 milligrams of ibuprofen and paracetamol together. They're not the same drug. So when I read my notes after that 2 weeks, I was like, oh, I was allowed this much and I've only been taking 200 of each. So that's why I was in so much pain. I could have had pain meds, but I didn't read properly and I was taking less dose than I was stated. So yeah, fast forward 3 months, I'd fully healed from my hernia and I wanted to get back into my fitness routines and my workouts. And that is when I got in contact with Becky at Pole Precision. She told me to wait at least another 3 months before I started any exercise like that, because pole seriously zones in on your core stability. And I'm all about the core stability because I was doing a lot of workouts to close the gap. so yeah, my workouts were about diastasis recti, which is what I had. It's the opening of the muscle in your umbilical region, or, you know, could be anywhere, but diastasis recti is most common in pregnant women. So yeah, I can do another video on that and show you all the workouts, like the movements I did to close the gap and to strengthen my core muscles whilst I was waiting to get back into, you know, vigorous fitness. So if you want me to make a video on those small exercises that you can do to strengthen the core and to close your gap as much as you possibly can, then I will do that. I don't mind doing that. I'm not an expert though, guys. This is what was given to me as a guide to help me from my surgeons, and also all the videos I was watching previously, obviously by experts, fitness experts on YouTube. Maybe not, I don't know. So yeah, fast forward another 3 months, so 6 months since the surgery, I started pole fitness, and I had never been so strong in my muscles. I was really happy to be back doing, you know, proper strength exercises, so I was really happy about that. And fast forward another 2 years, so what was that, 2018, so 2019 went by. I was at my thinnest, I would say, no, fittest, I'd say. I didn't want to be thin, I wanted to be fittest. And then COVID hit. Sorry, COVID hit. So during COVID, obviously I didn't go out, and I was at home with the children. We were homeschooling, and I sort of kind of let myself go. Obviously I wasn't seeing anyone, which was lovely, but I let myself go, and I wasn't doing my workouts as vigorously as I was before. So the hernia, obviously I'm never going to get back to that point again, because I'm never going to be pregnant again, fingers crossed. But I let myself go in a way where I wasn't sort of working my core. And yeah, so I'm going to show you what my tummy looks like now. Probably from the thumbnail, I'll post it up here or something. But my thumbnail, you can see that I had a very, like, the protrusion of the muscle in my stomach is pretty horrendous. Like, looking at it now, I'm just like, oof. But I'm going to show you it now. Obviously, guys, please look away now if you don't like stretch marks. I'm talking to the guys here. I know a lot of women are quite, you know, on the internet are not very nice anymore. A lot of people aren't nice, but I'm just giving you a disclaimer. Disclaimer, my stomach is probably like 1,000 other women's stomach, by the way. I'm not the only one, but it's very wrinkly and stretch marks everywhere, and my tummy button looks like an anus. I used to have an outie, and now I have an innie. I've always wanted an innie button. But yeah, I'm going to show you it now. Okay, so brace yourselves. Okay, I've got a lot of clothes on today because it's quite chilly outside. So as you can see, yeah, I'm just going to let this down. So this is my stomach. As you can see, I do have a lot of muscle definition in my obliques. So, you know, we're not going to argue about that. But this is my tummy button, my little anus. I have had 4 piercings, guys. So bear in mind, my stomach's been pierced 4 times. So I have a lot of scar tissue and scarring from that. But if you look closely, you'll see that, yeah, I had the bottom of my tummy pierced as well. So that's that hideous thing. I did get in trouble by the surgeon for doing so, but, you know, my body, my rules. But yeah, as you can see, the scar is this line here. I don't know if you can see that very well on camera, but yeah, that line there is my scar. And yes, I have a beauty spot in my belly button, which is really cool. So yeah, the scar is not noticeable when my stomach is like that. So yeah, but if you see from the video, from here, it's about, yeah, it was about here to here was all open, so I could fit 4 fingers into my stomach. It was disgusting. So, you know, my muscle used to protrude out here. It wasn't the muscle, actually, it was my insides that used to protrude out. and I used to have, I'm stuck. I'm definitely stuck. I'm falling over stuff that's below my camera. So yeah, I used to have a bit that just poked out here. And when I was at my fittest, after the children, believe it or not, I had a super flat stomach, pure muscle, but then I'd have that big bulbous protrusion. So, you know, something needed to be done. And I always say to people who comment on my umbilical hernia surgery video, consult a doctor. Always go to your doctor or a GP. That's the same thing, right? Doctor and GP, depending on what country you're in. Speak to a medical professional and they will tell you what to do, you know. Don't come to me because I'm just me. I'm not a professional. But I always say speak to a professional. If it hurts you, something's wrong, okay? That shouldn't be happening. Anyway, that's the umbilical hernia part of this section. So if you're no longer interested, you can, off you go. I have my notes. So yeah, that was that. Updates in family life and the emotional part now. So during COVID, we weren't allowed to see our parents and family members. So during that time, obviously, people, do you know, I'm actually cold. I don't know why I'm cold, but I've got my cardigan here that I made. Yes, shameless plug on the crochet front. We'll get talking about that later. So yeah, we weren't allowed to see family, and I remember speaking to... Did my dad call me? Yeah, okay, so my dad called me during COVID and told me he had cancer. It was about 5 o'clock in the morning as well, so I wasn't prepared for it. And I was just like, what? Yeah. But I'll get on to my dad in a minute. Another important person in my life, which you probably know, I'm not sure if I ever posted anything about it, was my other half's dad. We rang them on Mother's Day, and the day after we had a phone call, well, James had a phone call early hours of the morning, and he came in to me and he said his dad had passed away, and I was just like, what? But we just spoke to him, literally just spoke to him. So that was really difficult because no one see it coming. And they do say when someone dies, like when you're prepared for it, you'll never be prepared for someone dying. But when my dad passed away, I kind of had come to terms with the fact that he was going to go. But with James's dad, it was like a candle that had been snuffed out. He was 1 minute there, 1 minute not. So that was really difficult. So while we were dealing with the processes of my dad having cancer, James's dad just dies, and he died of a heart attack in his home. So he had a lovely day with the wife, obviously my mother-in-law, and the next day he was found yeah, passed away. On to the next one was my best friend growing up. He was, I think, a year, 2 years younger than me, and it's actually my brother's wife, so my sister-in-law's little brother. He was having some trouble, and I'm not going to get too much into it because I don't want her to think that I'm talking, you know, their business sort of thing. But he was under 24-hour care in a hospital, and he took his own life. And that happened 2 months after James's dad. So we just cremated James's dad, and then 2 months later, sorry guys, 2 months later, my friend Billy is gone. And the day before his funeral, my dad had I wouldn't say a stroke. I can't, do you know what? I don't actually remember what happened, but he had a fit and ended up in hospital and was in a coma. So whilst we were at the funeral, obviously me and my brother still suffering with loss and bad news, my dad was in a coma for about a week, and then he woke up, and it was the most wonderful thing to hear his voice. And they said he had something wrong with his brain and it just wasn't functioning properly, so that was that. Fast forward to my dad passing away. I hadn't heard from him since Christmas Day, and his birthday is Christmas Day. So I'd messaged him on Christmas Eve, and I was meant to go down there, and we didn't because we had COVID. Me and James and Alex all had COVID, so we couldn't leave the house, so Christmas was kind of ruined for us. So we couldn't go down there. And then I hadn't heard from my dad since Christmas Eve, no, New Year's Eve. He messaged and sent one of those, you know, those mass texts that you send around to people. So he sent one of those. And then I thought it was weird, like I hadn't heard from my dad for a while, so I didn't phone his wife at the time. I remember trying to phone him and he weren't picking up. So I phoned her, she weren't picking up. I was like, what's going on? And she said, oh, he's in hospital. And I was just like, well, why didn't no one tell me, for a start? Like, I didn't realise that he was in hospital, so I didn't know where he was in hospital. So I was ringing around, and obviously they couldn't give me any details because I didn't have the password for the hospital, you know, because they do patient confidentiality, you need to have a password. So I guessed it and was just like, okay, here's his date of birth, here's his name, last name, here's his address, please give me something. And they was like, oh yeah, he's in so-and-so ward. So I remember phoning and they said, oh, we can give the phone to him if you want. I was like, yes, please, thank you. So yeah, I spoke to my dad, and then we got visitation rights, which was lovely. But to see him, how he was just before Christmas, so I see him so early December, and he was running up and down his stairs. To see him from then to early February, it was such a change. He was laid up in bed, and he had one side of his face was like dropped, and it was just awful. And then he passed on the 1st of March, and then we kind of just got on with it. As you do, you just get on with it. You throw yourself into work. So I obviously threw myself into my business, and I was trying to make that work. And I wouldn't say I failed, because my business for me is still going really well. But it's not making enough money for the governments. They want me to be making at least £600 a month. I'm making about £200 a month. So unless I start selling stuff like this and charge the earth, it's not going to happen. So obviously my business has taken precedence over everything at home, so I'm still trying to work hard at that, and, you know, still at the same time look for a job. And then on the 8th of August, my nan passes away. So this is my dad's mum, and it's like, she's been in a home for the last 17, 18 years, so I've not seen her for that long. Obviously my dad used to send me pictures and stuff, but I've not seen her. So yeah, my nan, Cynthia, she was such a beautiful woman, amazing woman. There's a picture of her. This was her in the home, you can see, with her little hat and her cheeky face. Yeah, she passed. We buried her, yeah, we buried her last week. Was it the week before now? Oh my god, I don't even know. yeah, it was the day after the kids went back to school, so the 6th of September we buried my nan, and it was so nice to come together as a family and celebrate the monarch. That was my nan. So yeah, that was the most emotional part of my last 2 years. And as you can see, I'm still grieving. I'm gonna pause this bit, guys, sorry.
A few moments later.
Okay, so emotional part out the way. I wanted to talk about my new channel. So I'm gonna be I've filmed a few videos already, and they're basically crochet how-to, and how to read patterns, and how to do the basic stitches for now. So I'm trying to get a backlog of videos for you, and then I'll start uploading and sharing with you. At the moment it's a big old secret, because I don't want to, I'm trying not to put too much into it and then overthink things, and so yeah, that's coming, and I'm really excited about it actually. But I've always said that I'm not good at making my own patterns. But then I thought to myself, it can't be that hard, really, can it? So I'll start off with the basics, teaching you guys how to hold. Teaching you how to hold a hook. And I've got a little thing going on here. And then I'll get on to the more fun stuff of teaching you how to make simple designs and stuff. And then maybe in the future I'll be teaching you guys my own patterns. Maybe I don't know how well I'm gonna do, so we'll just keep it to the simple stuff for now, and yeah, see how that goes. I don't have anything else to talk about, and this video's been 20 minutes already, so I'm gonna head off. We're gonna go see the mother-in-law today, and I hope that I got everything across. I don't know until I edit this how bad it's going to be, but I hope I got everything across, especially with the hernia thing, because a lot of people were asking for an update how I am. I am fine. My muscles are strong, okay? So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for always being here. I know you know who you are. You know who you are, the ones that keep me going, the ones that give me the strength to carry on and support me every day. So let's raise a glass or a cup or a mug to life, to being alive and smiling and being happy, even if you're not happy. No, none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. So here's to you guys. There's a big cheers. Cheers. And happy shopping, and hug a loved one today and tell them you love them, please. Take care, guys. Bye. Bye.